So was Shohei's game the greatest game of all time last night?
Well,
6 for 6, 3 bombs,
it's pretty.
2 steals, 10 RBI. I mean, come on, man.
To be fair, it was against the Marlins.
Let's be fair.
And the last home run came against a utility infielder.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
well, Wall Street Journal looked at this and they said before yesterday there were 2 instances of a player amassing 6 hits, 3 home runs, and 10 RBI in a game.
Okay.
One was Reds catcher Walker Cooper in 1949. You may remember.
No, yeah. Well, that's borderline because I hate when they do a baseball reference thing and then it's 1912. 49 is like.
Well, I mean, he still did it.
He still did it,
but he went 6 for 7, so he was retired in 1 at bat.
Lame.
And then Anthony Rendon did it in 2017 for the Nationals, but he did not have any stolen bases. Remember, Shohei stole 2 bases yesterday as well.
Yeah.
So, that might have been the greatest game we have ever seen ever.
Well, and he did it while chasing 50-50.
Yeah.
And so he accomplished something that
pressure
that had never been done.
Yeah, if you consider the pressure of having to do that, and then he just piles on. But I mean, that, by the way, on the steal note, this Wall Street Journal article also pointed out, when Shohei first got to the big leagues, they said the most he ever stole in a season was 26.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it hasn't been that many seasons, but
sure.
Before this year. And he had been caught that same year, caught stealing 10 times, which is not a good, I mean, that's a lot for just 26 steals. So he was just not a good base runner.
Yeah.
They said.
I don't think he's been caught in his last 20, is it like 28 attempts?
Well, they said he has 51 steals. He has only been caught this year 4 times.
Yeah.
This is the other thing about Ohtani, is that he saw a hole in his game and he went and fixed it, and now he's freaking elite at that.
Yeah.
He's elite at everything. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
they said, one stat, they said the last 100 years, only one player has ever been caught fewer times and stolen this many bases, and that's Jacoby Ellsbury.
Oh.
1 season for the Red Sox. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I gotta say, I saw something, and I don't know what it was, after yesterday where he stole 2, but I believe leading into that Marlins game, I think he was his last 20. He had stole 27 straight bases in a row, so I think it's now 29 since being caught. He's stupid good. And remember when like they gave him all that money and people were like, well, he's not even going to pitch this year. Is he going to be worth it? Well,
10 years, $700 million is probably worth it.
And to be fair, they're only paying him like $2 million. Yeah, he's making like $2 million this year.
Why? I thought he just got $10 million or $70 million.
No, deferred, baby. I think the Dodgers this year are only paying him $2 million. Remember, all that stuff is deferred. So they will write him a check for $2 million this year.
Wow. All right.
Wait, how many times? I'd be interested because I was reading an article yesterday when I got home, and they were talking about the Acuna season last year because he had 40 and 70, right? And so it was an article. I'm trying to remember who it might have been. Passon that wrote this. I forget. It came across my Twitter scroll, and because some people are like, is 40 and 70 more impressive than 50-50?
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, and like
here on this program.
Yeah, how impressive.
I went 50-50.
Well, and so this is kind of what the article pointed out. They were saying that getting to 30 home runs is impressive. And they brought up Bobby Witt, who became only the second shortstop ever, the 5th shortstop ever to go 30-30, and the first one to ever do it 2 seasons, right? He's done it twice, not in a row, just 2 seasons, period. And then they talked about the gap going from 30 home runs to 40 home runs is a giant chasm. When you look historically, the amount of guys that hit 30 versus the amount of guys that hit 40.
Yep.
Hitting 40 home runs is a big accomplishment. And then the gap from 40 to 50, it's the Grand Canyon. 50 home runs in a season just doesn't happen. And so the fact that you add 50 and then add in the stolen bases, like when you look at context of how many times it's done, 50-50 is...
It's harder.
It's harder.
Yeah, it's never been done.
Yes.
But so you can pile on the steals, but getting to 50 home runs is really hard.
Do you know how many times, think about in the
6.
history of baseball, like 50 home runs is a lot, but we don't think about that as like, oh my God. Do you know how many times, including Ohtani?
Yeah, maybe 15, but I bet the number of players that have done it is actually lower than that.
So there have only been 50 home runs.
50, okay.
There's been 50 seasons or 50 times a player, and that includes, McGuire that have done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Only 50 times in the history of baseball has anyone ever hit 50 home runs.
So how many See, I would want to know how many players have done it because McGuire did it multiple times, Bonds did it multiple times, Sosa did it multiple times.
Yes.
Judge
Judge has done it multiple times because he had the 61 or he beat the modern record and he's done it this year. He has more than 50, right?
No, I don't know. I got to look it up.
Yeah, I think he's done it. But yeah, it's silly. Yeah, he hit it. Judge did it.
Yeah, he's
at
got
53.
50.
Yeah,
and then he had 62 one year and 52 back in 2017. So,
yep.
Yeah.